What's up?
What's up, Chris?
Come on in. Hey, he's fine.
What you doing?
Loud. Hey.
What's the matter?
Heck.
What's the matter?
I'm sitting here in the computer on the dark anyway.
No problem.
Kind of a private conversation,
Okay.
so I don't think the rookies be listening.
Okay.
So it's up to you.
It don't matter. Nah, she.
All right. I got some recordings from a conversation we had over here.
That I had?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the guy that don't live there no more, got kicked out.
Okay.
Shooting and stuff.
Okay.
You made a statement that I was less than satisfiable as a good neighbor.
I said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And never seen a guy who tries to keep something going with his neighbors.
Okay.
Said several times I was teetering right on the line of the law.
Okay.
And
3201 traffic.
Dean had stated to you that I tried to ram his truck. And I have actually on video where I called the police and talked.
Proceed 3111, can you head that way?
That stated that he should drag me out and rub my face in the dog trap.
I said that?
Yep.
I don't know that I said
It's
that.
on the recording.
Okay.
States you can go get dog crap and throw it back over my fence.
I probably did tell him that.
I'm not trying to stir up anything, but you have a shovel, right?
Okay.
We have come out here all the time, stuff that involves this guy. I have never met a guy where all of his neighbors had so much animosity towards him. I don't know how he sleeps at night.
Okay.
Okay? So, those are all assumptions,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Because you haven't talked to every neighbor on the street, right? You only talk to the ones down there.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay.
Okay? So, as an officer, when you come out, it's your job to take care of the situation at hand.
Okay.
The situation at hand was he was upset about me throwing dog crap over the back fence.
Okay.
All you had to do is come over and talk to me and say, hey man, what's going on?
Okay.
And you would have found out that the owner behind us and the previous owner before that, they gave me permission to do it, and I've been doing it for years.
Okay.
And even he knew that. But he wanted to throw a fit after he got out of jail because it was something he could throw a fit on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you see what's on the wall over there.
What's that?
You see what's on the wall right there. Right?
Okay.
3201
I mean, I don't sit here and just stir shit up.
Okay.
The one down at the end of the street, you
3201.
want started doing a petition of DNX from Red Oak ISD, Ferris ISD into Red Oak ISD, because there's 80 homes that are Ferris. So we're trying to DNX, and the first time we did the petition, we ended up doing it the wrong way, and then I came back 3 years
Yeah, where you got your
ago,
restrictions?
redo it, came back again and redid it. And when I redid it, Red Oak decided they weren't going to
No
do
restrictions,
annexation, they
just
were going to
Class
do
C,
a district transfer instead, which wouldn't have affected Eston's kids anyway. But
Yeah,
Eston
well, it was,
threw a fit
right.
about it, came by here, over 250 videos on our security cameras, and neighbors witnessing
3114 Lockhart.
doing all kinds of crap to us.
Be advised 33.
Dang it, what's that dang detective's name? There's a detective up there, and I can't, this is before Wolf. This is one of
What was your last target?
Where the chief was before the Wolf.
3031 will be
We
responding
kept
to that action.
reporting all this stuff. Nothing was being done. And after he got fired, I went and talked to the mayor and the city manager, and they actually went to
3031, I'm in
the
route.
sheriff's department because the sheriff was willing to take over the case. The Wolf would not, not Wolf, but the other chief would not let him take it over. And so when he got fired due to the racism stuff, that's when they ended up letting the sheriff's department take it over. It took 2 weeks for them to arrest this guy for felony stalking our family after looking at 250 videos. Red Oak PD wouldn't do nothing for 5 years at all. So after that had happened, things kind of calmed down. But I had an ongoing lawsuit with them because they slandered my name all over this area out here. So I had a lawsuit going. Well, Eston died of pancreatic cancer 6 months after he got arrested. But Dwayne's still down there. So Dwayne and his little buddy across the street, the drives a white Dodge, they are still on my case all the time, just like with the drone. And as you know, with the drone, I can fly it over anybody's property. I just can't take pictures and video.
Right.
You know, and I try to be respectful by not flying it over their properties down there. This drone, it actually has a GPS on it, and it actually, you can bring it up on that controller right there, and you can download it to the computer. It shows the GPS tracking of where that drone is actually flying, and if it's taking pictures, videos, what it's doing. And I told Lieutenant Langley about that. And I said, look, if next time they try to accuse me of flying over their property and hovering, you can sue me. Because that drone has GPS tracking on it. All you got to do is look at it. And you'll know exactly where I'm flying. Where I'm flying at currently is down right away the street, over the house that's 2 houses up from Dwayne, over the back pasture, back around, and then over that pasture over there. And sometimes I go back over that pasture over there. I don't fly over his property at all. So I don't sit here and try to agitate them down there. But I'm not going to sit here and not enjoy myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna
You have that right.
Yeah, but my thing was, you know, I think it's just inappropriate for an officer to sit there after somebody had assaulted our son with a gun for you to go over there and badmouth me to the actual person that committed the crime. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And it shouldn't happen that way. It should have been just deal with the subject that mattered and leave. Okay. And like I said, all you had to do is come ask me, hey, what's going on? And I think even he complained about the signs being on the other side of the fence.
Chris, you know as well as I do, not only that was the first time I'd been out here, but I got second wind knowledge of all the other stuff that's happened out here. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got secondhand knowledge of when White come out here, when Palmer came out here, when the other guys came out here, when that guy was arrested. You know as well as I do, I got secondhand knowledge. So some of the stuff that I said, I'm not going to deny that I didn't say it, because I probably did. If you got it recorded, it is what it is. Okay? But the fact that we've been out here several times over what I would say, you flying or drunk, whatever the issue was, a lot of that stuff was minor stuff that probably could have been avoided between you and your neighbors. So some of the comments that I made, I probably did say that stuff. Okay? You know? But was it to try to push your face in the mud? I would not say that. Okay? But I know the circumstances you were under with him as well as he was under with you. And it was like you two guys, I never could understand how you, in that position that you point at, how you could live beside somebody and have such animosity. And I've been over here before when it's been you and even the guy over here. You know what I mean? Yeah. How is it that the only time I ever come out of this area is when you're involved with a situation between this guy or people down the street. So when I said that stuff, it was probably because every time I ever come out here, because you're involved with, I mean, you cut a guy's trees down here. Why? Because you could, or he cut the tree, whatever the situation was. I don't even remember, and I don't even care, man. I've moved on since that. Okay? But I remember the very first time I came out here, it was over something like that. Okay?
You're correct.
So,
you know, with that deal there, when y'all came
but
out,
I don't care, man.
Y'all saw the survey, and y'all even agreed, hey, this is his property.
And you're right. You're right. But at the same time, Chris, really, what did you have to gain by cutting that guy's trees down other than because you could, because they were on your property? I mean, really? Was it worth, and my whole deal was, was it worth the confrontation to cut that man's trees when you knew he wasn't at home, to just go out there and cut his tree? You knew what you were doing. You knew it was going to cause a disturbance.
But you're assuming again.
You know what?
Because that tree was actually on my property. It wasn't his tree.
And you're right. I can only assume. But I can tell you right now, as sure as I'm sitting here, I would never cut one of my neighbor's trees down that I had to live right next door to.
Your neighbor's tree. It wasn't his tree. It was my tree.
Regardless of the facts.
It's not regardless. It was my tree. And I had cut it down before. Previously,
Chris.
Previously, and she knew it.
Did you know that it was going to create some friction?
No.
Okay.
I did not.
Okay.
Because
and you know what? And Chris, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay? So you can say I'm assuming or whatever it is that I'm assuming. Okay? But if there was more to the story than you cutting a tree, you know that.
Well,
Just agree with me.
No.
Yeah, okay.
But listen, okay.
Look, man, I don't want to stand out here and argue with you. I didn't come out here today for that.
I know that.
Okay, man.
That's why I'm trying to talk to you about the situation calmly.
Right, and I am too, man. And I'm trying to.
Right.
I really.
Right. I'm not trying to just be disrespectful.
And I'm not either, Chris. Right, and I'm not trying to be either, okay?
Right.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful
So all
either.
I'm trying to say is, I had cut that. It's a mulberry tree.
I understand.
You know what mulberry trees do to cars?
They're worthless. I get it.
I went over and talked to her
get it.
and told her, look, this is on my side of the property because our fence is actually about this far over from the property line. And her previous husband, Jim, even messenger said, yeah, he's correct. We agreed because there was a double fence when I moved in. The empty space was mine. And I talked to him and said, hey, why don't you just take it down and that way you don't have all this grass growing up in there. Oh, yeah, we'll do that, fine. So then when this new guy moved in, her new husband, boyfriend, whatever he was, I had went over, well, that was her third guy, I'm sorry. The second guy that she got married to, I went over and talked to him and said, hey, man, this is a year before this. And I said, hey, you know, it's on my side of the property. Here's a survey. Jim and I, you know, had already realized all this. And he's like, yeah. He said, yeah, go ahead and cut it down. So I went out there and cut it down. And the next year, she's got a new guy in her life. And I didn't think about it because she already knew there was a mulberry tree and it was my tree. So I went over and cut it down.
I got it.
And he threw a fit with me for that.
Sure.
And I'm like, here's the survey.
Yep.
And I even went out there and with the metal detector and found the stakes and ran the string from string to show him. He didn't want to believe it. That's when they called the y'all.
I remember.
Involved.
I remember.
Officers came in and like, look, he's got a survey that shows us his property. And then guess what she did? She spent $800 to go prove me right. It was my property. You know, she apologized to me about it after that. So it's not always...
You know what?
3111, do you have a domestic disturbance for disturbances in your hide?
We're shorthanded.
These are South Highway 342, the owner of the building.
Okay, man.
Not everybody knows.
We'll finish it up, okay?
All right, we'll talk more.
3114, I'll be in route
We're shorthanded today too, buddy. Okay. All right, man. 17, we're en route.
17, we're en route. Okay.
See what I'm talking about? Give me some notes.
Owner of the building called, tenants have been damaged.
Go down. Yelling and fighting. Where's the remote? Is that disturbance physical this time?
19. Multiple ends of history. You start 29.
She said no, it's not. Is that what she said? Okay.
Camera saw.